"Ma'am, step aside. Open your bag." The TSA agent's voice cut like a blade, flat, sharp, and loud enough to make the crowd turn. He didn't ask, he commanded. Suspicion wrapped every word like barbed wire. She didn't argue. No makeup, hoodie worn thin, dark glasses, carry-on too big, too heavy. She looked like someone running from something, or someone who'd learned long ago how to disappear. She was maybe in her 40s, still and silent, as if the noise around her didn't apply. She placed her bag on the table. The agent unzipped it like it was dangerous. He didn't check. He violated. Socks tossed, a book flung aside. Then, without hesitation, he flipped the bag and dumped everything into the tray like she was hiding a weapon. And then the world stopped, because from that pile of personal belongings slid something black. Smooth, worn, serious, a leather wallet. On the front, engraved in cold silver, the seal of the Central Intelligence Agency. The agent froze, mid-motion, mid-thought, mid-judgment. Someone behind him whispered, "Is that real?" Another muttered, "That's the CIA crest." She said nothing. She reached forward, calm and deliberate, opened the wallet and revealed everything. The badge, the photo, the clearance level no civilian ever touches. The agent's blood drained from his face. I didn't know." "You weren't supposed to," she said. Her voice was calm, cold and lethal. The kind of voice that made people vanish in the middle of the night. The terminal changed. The energy shifted like pressure before a storm. Conversations died, phones lowered. Even the officer summoned for backup took one look at the badge and backed off. Because in that moment, they realized. She wasn't just a traveler. She was a ghost in the system. Her name was Elise Monroe. 22 years undercover, surveillance, sabotage, infiltration. She'd lived more lives than most agents dream of. Built identities, taken down foreign ops, watched empires collapse, quietly from the inside. Then she disappeared. No one knew why, or where. Rumors filled the silence, that she died in a failed operation, that she defected, that she lived somewhere in Moscow under a new name. The truth? She retired, silently, without fanfare, without error. This was her first flight in years, just a vacation, until someone decided she looked wrong. The head of airport security ran up, breathless. "Ms. Monroe, ma'am, we are so sorry. This was a huge mistake." She looked him dead in the eye. "Mistake?" she said. "A mistake is losing a boarding pass." This was profiling, assumption, disrespect. Her voice didn't rise, but it struck harder than any scream. She looked around the room, slow and deliberate, memorizing badge numbers, sizing every uniform like a threat assessment. A young female TSA agent stepped forward, trembling. "Were you really CIA?" Elise didn't flinch. "I am CIA," she said. "That doesn't end when the mission does. It stays with you, wears you, owns you." Gasps, phones raised, but no one pressed record. They didn't want footage, they wanted answers. Because now people were realizing who she was. Not from the media, but from classified folders, from whispered training scenarios in off-the-books briefings. One man leaned to another, barely breathing. "She flipped Jakarta. She's the one they still won't name." The security chief scrambled. "Would you allow us to escort you to your gate?" She didn't blink. "I've walked through war zones with blood on my boots. I think I can find gate 17. And then she turned back. She bent down, picked up every sock, folded every shirt, restacked her book, repacked the bag. Not because they deserved it, because she owns every second of her presence. She left the badge on top, zipped the bag, paused. Then she raised her voice, clear, sharp, intentional. "To every woman who's ever been dragged out of line, judged, questioned, or searched, don't let a badge tell you what you're worth. You decide that." The silence snapped. Applause broke out. Unscripted, raw, powerful, not out of politeness, out of reverence. The TSA agent stepped forward, shame burning on his face. "I'm sorry, Agent Monroe." She stared at him, not with hatred, with the look of someone who had buried enemies, and kept walking. "Don't apologize to me," she said. "Fix it, so this doesn't happen to the next one." And just like that, she walked away. Not escorted, not celebrated, just known. Every step she took burned into the memory of that terminal, not because she demanded power, because she was power. If this story hit you like a gut punch, don't scroll, don't look away, hit like, hit subscribe, and drop a fire emoji in the comments if you've ever been underestimated and turned it into a reckoning.